Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Barb, and I'm a moderator for this group. So with that said, before we start, I'd like to remind everyone that this is not my story. I've only been asked to retell it. At the end of this video, if anyone has questions, they can comment under it. And the girl who owns this story will be anonymous, and she or myself can answer your questions. There will be bad language, and for the trigger warning, there is not a fine line in between. So the trigger warning will be from the start to the finish. So to those victims of abuse and sexual assault, I apologize ahead of time. Here is her story. A friend of mine back in 2016, around August or September, when I was trying to get off medication, that I was addicted to perks. A friend of mine I want to keep private asked me if I wanted to go to the camp. She said it's nice up there, it's peaceful, and it would get you out of the city. So I said, yeah, sure, okay, let's go. This was about the same time I broke up with the father of my 3 children after a 9-year toxic and addicted relationships. So I ended that relationship and I just wanted to get away and relax. So I went up to the camp once, twice, and it was fine. Yes, they were rowdy and started getting comfortable with me. So I started seeing their true colors. It didn't take long to see Troy and Trevor's true colors, trust me. The 3rd time I went up to the camp, I was dating a member who used to drive the limo. He had the limo, and Troy wanted it brought back, and the driver was drinking, so he couldn't drive. So I told Troy I would drive the limo, so there would be no fighting between them. Troy was very particular about who drove his vehicles, so I drove the limo to the camp, and I was supposed to leave the next day, or if I wanted to go home early, Troy said he would call a taxi, as they had a charge account with them. It was Vet's Taxi in St. John, by the way. So we were drinking, and there was only Troy, my friend, and myself at the time. I think it was around supper time when Trevor showed up. So now it's the 4 of us. Troy, Trevor, my friend, and myself. Trevor had a girlfriend at the time, and we're not going to mention her name. I'm not sure what was going on, but there was a confrontation going on back and forth over a phone with my friend and Trevor's girlfriend. So I would say around 11 p.m. or 12, I was pretty out of it by this time. I was aware of things, but I needed to lay down. So I laid on the couch. But when I woke up, I was in Troy's bed with Trevor. He was naked, and I was half naked. I was sexually assaulted, but like I said, I was out of it, and I don't remember a lot or any of that happening at the time. So when I woke up, Trevor's girlfriend was standing over me, punching me over and over and over again. So she was beating me in my sleep. So I get off the bed. There is blood everywhere. I'm trying to see, but there is so much blood in my eyes. I'm panicking. My heart's racing, and I'm trying to find ways to get out. I was in fight or flight mode. Trevor's girlfriend dragged me from the room. She's screaming at Trevor, "How can you do this to me?" etc. And I'm saying, wait, I don't know what's going on. I was trying to tell her that I fell asleep on the couch, and I don't know how I got into Troy's bed with Trevor. I don't know what's happening after I fell asleep, and I couldn't find my friend. My friend and Troy took off. When I was still awake before I went to sleep on the couch, Troy and Trevor's girlfriend, or Troy and my friend, went for a drive and said they would be right back. So it feels like I was set up or something. Trevor's girlfriend is still beating on me and through the camp, and all through the camp. She tried to shove my head into a wood furnace, and I got out of it. I lost my shoe. She took me in the bathroom screaming, "Look at you, just look at you, you piece of shit. You fucked my man." Then banged my head on the sink. She continued beating me this whole time, then dragged me back out to the living room, which is an open concept with the kitchen table. So I am by the big round kitchen table, and Trevor comes over and just boot fucks me in the stomach because his girlfriend is like, "You better not have got her pregnant." They were screaming and hollering at each other. The door to the camp was open, but she comes over and says, "You're not leaving this camp if I have anything to do with it. You're done," she said. I was like, "Please, please, please let me go. Please, just let me go." She dragged me to the grass outside of the camp pretty far, dragging me where a drop-off is. She said I should just throw you off this cliff right now. Then she dragged me back because Trevor was saying, "Get the fuck back in here." She was dragging me by the head of the hair back into the camp, and then I blacked out again. So when I woke up, Trevor and his girlfriend are fist fighting and screaming at each other. So that's when I bolted out the door as it was open, and I ran. I turned to the right towards the trees, and I got halfway through the trees, and I'm hiding. I'm scared, frightened. I find another camp up the road on the other side of the street. I'm hiding in the back of a pickup truck. I can hear them hollering, and I can see flashlights saying, "Where the fuck is she? She's not leaving this place alive." I'm panicking and saying to myself, don't move, just stay still. After I see them go back to the camp, I take off running again to another house. I'm banging on the door saying, "Please help me. Somebody, please, please help me." So this lady comes out and she is like, "Oh my God, oh my God." She was screaming at her husband to keep the lights off, that they're all back at it again. She took me, mind you, I have no idea who these guys were at the time. I was thinking I'm dying tonight. She puts me in the back of her car. She told me, "Don't sit up, don't move, don't look at me, please." She said, "I'm going to drop you off at the Sussex Hospital." After I got in there, I was so shaken up. I was falling everywhere. The doctors attended to me. I had 11 hematomas on my head. I still have a little dent in the side of my head. Trevor's girlfriend blew the retina in my right eye, so the hospital called the police right away. They went to the camp, and they were arrested. They claimed they were sleeping and didn't know nothing, Trevor and his girlfriend did. So when I went to trial, the only one that got charged was Trevor's girlfriend. So I did get some justice, but not what I deserved. So get this. When Troy's wife, Susan, was still alive, she came to my house the day before court and said, "You cannot tell the cops that Troy was up here." They basically threatened my life, and I had known Susan my whole life, and at the time, I just wanted them all to leave me alone. I was so scared they were threatening me. Susan came to my house with an envelope of an undisclosed amount of money, which I will not say the amount, and handed it to me and said, "I'd advise you not to say Troy was up at the camp that night. He wasn't supposed to be up there. Apparently he was having an affair with my friend, and Susan didn't know." So we went to court. Trevor's girlfriend was charged in court in 2016. She was placed on probation and no contact order with me for 5 years. She had to take courses. There was no jail time for her. Trevor got nothing as well. Not sure why, as there's video and pictures of what they did. I'm in the process of getting them back from the RCMP as we speak. I'm not the only survivor from this camp. I know there is more. The friend that I went to the camp with never came to check on me for 3 days, but she also pressed charges on Troy as he beat her. Told her to shut her mouth and to stay quiet, or he will go to her daughter's school and kidnap her and sexually assault her. So my right side of my face, my eye was closed shut. The whole side of my face, including my lips, were black and blue. The doctors and nurses said that I was so lucky. I still have some memory loss. There is more to the story, but because I keep blacking out and can't remember, I cannot share with you at this time. When I went to this girl's house who saved me, my life was left in their hands, and I am so grateful to them to this day because I'm not sure where I would be or even if I would be alive today. I would like to take a moment to thank this girl, who I do not know. But I will say, I know there is foul play up at that camp involving David Mitchell. There is a lot of drugs at this camp. And that is the end of her story. I'm going to say, if anybody knows who this lady is, do not mention her name in the comments or anywhere. If you do, you will be banned and blocked from our group. Once again, if you'd like to leave a comment or ask questions, you may do so under this video, and myself or the girl will come under as anonymous, of course, and answer your questions.